everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see you guys back here. Hope you guys like my video, and it is something about things we see in our everyday lives and we pass it on like it's something normal. And it's one of my favorite topics as well. It's about how childhood affects our adulthood, and some people think it's not really a thing, but it is apparently. So we're going to be talking about why strong kids grow up to be sensitive adults. Do you know why though? Let me ask you why. Ask yourself that question. Why do you think that happens mostly? Why we always become sensitive when we grow up? If the opposite has happened to you, then this video is not for you, but it would be nice and mindful if you listen to the whole thing. Maybe you can help someone else. Maybe it helps you understand someone else. Growing up, everyone told you that you were strong, bold, brave, fearless, and you believed it too. You carried yourself like someone who could handle anything. You wore it like an armor. But now, as adults, something feels a little bit different. You find yourself deeply sensitive to words, to rejections, to stress. You notice loneliness creeping in. You feel defensive sometimes, even arrogant, but deep down, you're just afraid of being hurt. So what actually happened? Did you change? Or did you finally meet your true self? I mean, these are questions people face when they are around their 20s, trying to ask themselves this question because they're just truly so hurt and they are now expressing their feelings. What actually happened? When you were young, you didn't become strong by choice. You became strong because you had to. You were the one who held it together, the one who couldn't fall apart, the one people applauded you for it, the brave, the strong, the toughest one. And slowly you believed them as well. But being the strong one came at a cost actually. You didn't learn how to be comforted. You didn't learn how to be vulnerable. You only learned how to hide. So the feeling didn't disappear, they were just buried in themselves. Until now, until adulthood, when the weight started kicking in and breaks through the armor. And here's where loneliness shows up. Because you've always been the strong one, people don't check up on you. They assume you're fine. They don't notice when you're falling apart because that's how you have trained them. And you sit in silence. And this happens to a lot of people. Surrounded by people but feeling completely unseen, craving connection but terrified to admit it. That's the irony. The strong child grows into the adult who feels invisible, lonely even in a crowded room. And sometimes that burden hardens into something else, like defensive arrogance. That sharp edge you put your voice, that little wall of sarcasm, that attitude of I don't need anyone. Because if people think you're untouchable, maybe they won't see how soft you really are. Maybe they won't see how much words can actually wound you. It's easier for people to act like they don't care than to show their true self of how really sensitive or soft they are or how much they care too much. But deep down, you know the arrogance or the defensiveness is just an armor, and loneliness is quiet echo underneath it. But here's the truth. Being sensitive doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're awake. It means that the part of you that you've buried as a child are finally being felt. And yes, it's painful. Yes, it makes you vulnerable. But it also makes you real. Your strength that you never felt, it's still there. It's no longer a mask. It's your foundation. So if you were once that person or a child who thought you were bold, brave, fearless, but now feel sensitive, arrogant, defensive, remember this. You didn't lose your strength. You just gained your truth. And truth feels raw. Truth feels heavy. Truth makes you cry. But also it sets you free. Because strength is what you've got. But sensitivity, even when your loneliness and it has its own walls, it is what you finally let you be the whole person that you are. And maybe for the first time in your life, you just don't survive. You live. And that's about it for today's episode. But on that note, you know what's funny? We see it in our everyday lives. For example, when we graduate from high school, we come across so many friends who ask us, why have you changed? Why are you crying now? Why are you highly sensitive? So many people in our lives say, you weren't like this, you've changed. And that hits so hard. It hurts so much to a point you ask yourself, am I changed or this is the true self? And these are answers to those questions. And these are truths that you should sit with and accept it. Because it's difficult to see the truth. But it makes you a whole person, and slowly you see the light through the tunnel. So it's so much better to go through the hardships and finally come out through the light. That's it for today. And hopefully the next time I come up with a more interesting topic for you guys, so we can dive deep into mental health. Even the little things that bother us, really. Anything. It's like a space we open for group therapy. Hope you guys, I can see you next time. And I hope you're really watching my video and it actually helps everybody. See you then. Bye-bye. Thank you.